Hey everyone, hope everyone's doing well. Welcome back to another video. So in this video I wanted to show obviously the workout that I did out in the shed, which you may have seen some of the clips from where I hit some really big lifts, but I wanted to show you what the warm-up was for this particular workout. Really it is for most of my normal workouts. The only difference will be if I don't start with snatches, if I'm just doing like a squat like as the first exercise, or maybe just like a squat only day for whatever reason. Obviously I won't warm up like I'm going to do snatches, but for most of the time I'm doing some sort of snatch at the beginning of each workout or as the first exercise. So I always will start out with my shoulders actually pretty flexible back. I've never actually looked to see how far I can stretch them back when I do that, but I always will start with just some good mornings, some presses, some stretches behind, and to sit in a squat. It's always very easy for me to get into the squat position here and just to kind of be comfortable in that position. I'm even in flats. It's hard to really see, but I'm just in my regular shoes, sitting in the bottom. I always like to try to balance the bar like this. I don't think there's any particular benefit. I just think it's like an interesting thing to do while I'm trying to like make sure it feels even on my back. Like I said, I don't think it's really important at all, but it's just something that I can do while I'm sitting in the bottom. What's more uncomfortable is actually that motion right there, standing up. That to me is usually a better indicator of how I'm going to feel on a particular day if I start to stand up, and it takes me a long time to get loose in that regard. But like this good morning and then sitting down, that's always really comfortable. And then coming back up, if that feels good, then I know today might be a good day. I'm usually trying to stretch my neck around. I find that helps with my left shoulder. That's something I've been doing quite a bit, just to work on that stability, because I think it's usually, or one of the symptoms of my left shoulder having some issues is just upper trap tightness. And so I'll just stretch that a lot and just try to get loose and feel like I can move in the full range of motion in a comfortable way. Because moving in the full range of motion for me isn't really a difficult thing, but being able to do it without any discomfort is usually what takes a little bit of time. But once I'm able to do some overhead squats with the bar, I'll usually just keep stretching a little bit. And the only difference between really this, because I did this in one clip just so you could see what it would look like, would be that I may do like half of this, or I may go through like all of this really quick and then sit down and then do like a couple sets of it, and just take my time going through different things, and like maybe be playing on my phone in between this just to like let the caffeine work in, let myself kind of wake up and get focused, and just kind of keep moving until things feel good. The length of the warm-up is really dependent on how quickly my body warms up and just how good it feels. So it just really depends on that. But there you see, moving into some kind of full lift. I mean, obviously it's just a bar, so things look kind of weird, but then just get ready for the actual weight. But the next clip you'll see, I come back out with the shoes on, go through a little bit of the same thing. It's kind of similar to where I'll move through all the same kind of motions with the bar. If I feel good, then I just start loading some weight on. So I mean, there's no reason to warm up forever if you feel good. The only reason to warm up longer is if something feels off, or if you feel extra tired or anything like that. But you see, start getting to a more normal snatch. Got the sleeves on, and the only reason I put the sleeves on like right at the beginning of the workout isn't because I necessarily obviously need them with the empty barbell or with the 95 pounds that I'm loading on now, but it's more so just because once my legs sweat, it becomes more difficult to pull them up my legs. Thankfully, the hook grip sleeves that I have on for this video, and that I've been using a lot recently, are better than the SPD ones, for the simple fact that they're easier to get up my leg, and they give me a similar pop out of the bottom, or just a similar feeling than the SPDs, without that restriction around my calves. That's really, my calves are giant, so that's usually the biggest problem I have with getting on tighter sleeves, or just even larger sleeves, because even with those I have XLs, which I think are on the larger end for the size of legs that I have. Most people would wear larges if they were like a competitive powerlifter, but for me, I can't even get those over my calves because my calves are just absurd, which is, I suppose, good for people who care about that kind of thing. I just don't care what my calves look like in particular. But you see, start moving into the workout. I didn't show all like the work, like the step ups, or like how I come from the camera to the bar with the other sets, just because I take a while to set up for like the other weights. But started here with the 70 kilos, the 155, just moving around with the lowest blocks that I have, which can feel awkward at times, but today they felt like a really good position. Then went up, this is 205, so a pretty big jump from there. And obviously, since I'm at the house, the actual weights I'm doing are in pounds, since that's the only weights I have at my house. And that's that previous weight was actually 255. So I forgot that I took really big jumps on this day. So I went from 70 kilos to, well, I'll just do it pounds because the kilos are kind of weird at the house. But 155 pounds to 205 pounds to 255 pounds to 286 here. So I took a big jump from like 116 or 17 or 116 kilos to 130 kilos. And then that one you just saw there is when I made the 135, and that was 140 there that I decided to Clark. Really need to try something in between the two, 135 and 140. Because I just keep Clarking 140 because it just is too heavy at this point to really be confident and to jump under it. My jerks continue to feel good. Really focusing on not reaching my back foot, but really feeling it land first and feeling it in a correct position before my right foot does. And it is putting me in good positions. Here is 245. I did a pause jerk, I think, with this weight, and then I think I just did regular, because what's my next weight here? Yeah, this is 315, so I just did a regular jerk here because I felt pretty good on this day. I didn't really want to do any pause jerks. They're really difficult, and I just didn't want to do them. I just wanted to do normal jerks since the clean was clean's more difficult from the blocks than snatches by a long mile. But that was 143 or 315, and then this was 335 or 152, which I was nervous that I was going to struggle with the jerk, but the jerk actually went really good. So I had it in a good position, slightly out in front, but yeah, it was a pretty maximal weight. And then at the end of this workout, so this workout took a while just because I was going to heavy weights. I know there's not a lot of clips of it, but it did take quite a, well, I don't really know if it really took a while. I just took my time. So a little bit of difference that when I'm at the house, I can really just take my time warming up and listening to videos and stuff while I'm warming up and just kind of relax. But I did a whole bunch of shoulder raises at the end. And you notice that I'm kind of moving around to different positions to really work different parts of the shoulder, not just going straight directly out laterally, but a little bit to like a 45-degree angle, and then adjusting the sleeves here because I'm getting too jacked for the triple XL shirt that I have on now. But then I bend my elbows a little bit. So all of these different variations I'm doing are intentional, just to try to feel different parts of my shoulder and just try to get a pump in there as much as possible. Leaned over to get more of the back and just really pumping the shoulders. And this is something I think has helped my overhead press, and something I've really been trying to focus on is just getting a lot of that work in. I actually have 2 of these 5-pound plates sitting in my bedroom that I'll do before bed sometimes and just get a shoulder pump and then go to bed. It's because I'm always annoyed at how weak my shoulders are. Front raises here, obviously just front of the shoulders, that kind of stuff. And then I think after this I do some kind of Lou type raises, but I don't try to go too heavy on them because they tend to be pretty strenuous on the shoulders. Oh yeah, I did some, so I don't, yeah, there we go. There's the Lou raises. So just go all the way up. And just because it's 5 pounds, it's pretty easy to do, and it's almost more like a stretch to do. And I think now looking at these, I can definitely reach further behind me when I'm doing these to get more of that shoulder scap kind of flexion there. So it's always kind of nice to see the clips of these every once in a while to see what I'm doing. But I know a bit of a longer video today because I showed the warm-up, so hopefully you get a little insight about what I do before I start lifting. I don't always just throw weight on the bar and start going. I almost always do stuff with the empty bar beforehand. But that's it for now. Talk to you all in the next video. Have a great day.